What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notification so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. Before I get this video started, man, let me give a shout out to Ticket TV or Pro Basketball Updates. If you haven't subbed to Ticket's channel, definitely go sub to his channel. He is one of the generals in the LDBC uh, basketball and boxing community. Uh, he also is bringing day-to-day content in terms of his basketball channel, and got to pay homage to him because he was very innovative in what you see now in terms of a lot of the channels that have gotten started. So I'll give a salute to Ticket for bringing this news, and you be sure to sub to his channel too as well. So salute to Ticket, and I want to talk about this because he was touching on this. Now, Magic Johnson has came out and boldly stated that the Lakers have to bring back LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Now, uh, you know, he believes that they should keep the trio, and he said that Westbrook's improved play and other factors are the reason behind his assessment. He said, quote, I think they have to bring it back, end quote. He continued on, he said, quote, that's the number one because he said that's number one because you can't attach a first round pick to Westbrook and try to get him out, right? He actually played a lot better the last 3 weeks, which I do agree with. And so I think AD is right. Health did play a part of it, but the other part of it, we played bad basketball and the players didn't fit. And we didn't have a winning mindset and attitude. That really bothered me. Mentally and physically, we just didn't give didn't give us 150% every single night out on the court. And so if they're gonna run it back, these guys first got to be committed. Forget all those commercials and all the things that I really think sidetracked us as well, and commit to each other and commit to playing the right game. We couldn't get stops. End quote. Look, man, if anything, I I disagree with Magic. I really disagree with him in terms of bringing these guys back. Um, if he's having to come out multiple times and say that, well, the, the one time that we really remember is when he actually he was real critical of everybody's play and everything. And then, after that game, then that's when everybody, try to play their hearts out after just that one game. And then Russell was being a model citizen, just when he was on a whole nother mindset at the beginning of the season or whatever. But my thing is this though, okay? This thing is not gonna get any better, okay? And everybody doesn't have the same mindset on the squad, okay? Uh, it's no. Listen, we have to understand that LeBron's mindset is to go ahead and get Kareem. Okay, that's first and foremost. You know, he's he's focused on getting the record. I know he's focused on trying to play with his son and everything, and he's older. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, the main focus for AD needs to be getting healthy. Can you really sit back and say that, okay, you're sitting up in here and you're saying, okay, well, AD was right, health did play a factor. Well, part of that is true, and part of that is really no excuse. Now, the one part where I have to dissect this is that, okay, a guy like Kendrick Nunn, for example, he was hurt pretty much. It has been hurt the whole entire season. Then on top of that, you had players in and out. LeBron was hurt a lot of games too, and a couple of others, THT too, and a few others or whatnot. But with AD, it's like really down the road. Can you really say, okay, am I going to be able to depend on this guy? Is this guy going to be durable? Is this guy going to be able to last for the duration really of his career? Because it's looking like he's not going to be able to. What's up with the scrub? I see you in the building. Now, as far as Westbrook goes, yeah, he's played tremendous. He even played tremendous last game. But at the same token, I mean, are you going to be able to put up with the headache and the mental stress and everything? These fans want to win now. These fans are tired of mediocrity. And I mean, in another sense, you might be looking at this because because of the assets and everything, they pretty much have given away a lot of their future, in terms of the future first rounders and stuff like that. So if we're looking at it from that angle, then okay, then you're just gonna have to roll with the punches and roll with the trio or whatnot. Would I? Absolutely not. I wouldn't. And it might be harsh to go ahead and blow this thing up, and some people might disagree, but you have to because it's not going to get any better. You say AD shouldn't and can't be accounted on to stay healthy throughout a complete season. Yeah, that's facts. He's came into the league hurt. Look, played an okay game. What played had 28 yesterday. Listen, as I've said before, the only thing that you could really say about AD is the fact that he played tremendous in the bubble. And Brett, there's a flip side to it. He did get hurt in the bubble, but he only missed out of his whole entire post. I think he only missed one season, one game out of a lot of the playoff games that he's played. But in comparison to the big percentage that he's missed in terms of regular season games, you know. But the only thing that I could give AD is that when he's on. But at the same token, he didn't really see any success as the main guy when he was over there in New Orleans. And so that's where the criticism comes, and that's why he has the reputation for being soft and he's just a guard in a big man body, blah 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 blah. You heard it. He's on. I've been critical of him. 60 plus injuries. You know, we have to wonder if this guy is going to be able to withstand the rigors going forward, even at the you know at the age of 28. You would think with all the injuries that a guy like um, Anthony Davis has, you would think that the guy was damn near 40. I mean, Westbrook is older than him. Westbrook is older than him, and he's more durable. And Westbrook has been playing through injuries himself. He's having some issues with his hip, from my understanding. So we got to look at all those things, and now you got to look at these guys that are on the come up, like a Malik Monk, who Palinka and the organization said that they want to stick with Monk. You also got to look at it from a coaching aspect, man. You're gonna roll with Vogel, or you're gonna roll with a guy that's gonna buy in. If anything, I'll be going after a guy like Mark Jackson. I'll be going after a guy like Mark Jackson. You know, that's what they really need to do. But it's gonna start from the inside out too, and you got to get some people in that organization that are really gonna be about change. And let's just face it, man. There's a lot of people that are uneasy about LeBron being there because they feel like he's the Achilles heels to a lot of stuff, you know. But if we're looking at it from the perspective of, okay, what are we gonna do going forward? Okay, you guys are here. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to make some other moves and some changes. You know, you're gonna have to. So I disagree with Magic Johnson. If I'm anything, I'm getting some of the young. You got Austin Reeves on there, who you know you could look at who, if you give him a little bit more opportunity to flourish, you got to see what he could do. You know, an example of all this is, okay, like the New York Knicks. Okay, um, I know that's your team, scrub, and I mention them because they've shown promise over the last several games up until they took that L. I think it was against Charlotte or not, but they went on a 4 game winning streak. Well, that's because Tibbs has finally, he bit the bullet and he said, okay, well, let's let some of these young guys play. Well, you should have been doing that a long time ago. You should have been doing that a long time ago. You should have been doing that a long time ago. And you know, and a lot of people feel like it's AD should go. I feel the same way. Like, you need, look at when his when he's on in terms of 100% and he's able to play and be durable like he is. Nobody's gonna question his skill, because he's in terms of raw ability and skill and uh other factors on the court, especially on the offensive end. He's great, but he can't stay healthy. And and as a coach, as a as a GM, as somebody in the front office, even as an advisor, even as a teammate, you want to be able to be like, wow, I could depend on this guy. This guy is dependable. This guy, he could last. You know what I'm saying? Not only can he last, not only is he durable, man, this guy can be depended upon in terms of me needing a bucket, or me needing rebounds, or me needing rim protection. So I look at it from that angle. But moving forward, a lot of people want to blow this thing up. They know that this wasn't a good fit, and then also a lot of people felt like Russell Westbrook wasn't a good fit in the beginning. I tried to have faith in it to see if it was going to work, and I guess that was kind of me being a fan of Russell Westbrook. You said AD can't stay healthy. He's too soft mentally and physically to primarily play inside. Well, I mean, yeah, but his problem, like you said, is being health being healthy, and then also that's you can't just start that right now in terms of you wanting to revitalize your focus on conditioning and stuff like that. Man, look, you have been in the league for how long? You should already know. You being an NBA veteran, and you being one of the top NBA NBA 75 players of all time, you should already know about preparation. You should already know about conditioning, and you should already know about taking care of your body. What's up with it, for the love of the sport? I see you in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to my guy, for the love of the sport, man. Now, um, I mean, yeah, it's a soap opera, but that's what they're saying, for the love of the sport. You know, they're saying pretty much that. Well, Magic is saying that they should bring him back. Now, my question is this: what about Melo? But see, Melo. from what I also hear, Melo's on the move and Melo's ready to go. Melo's sick of it, and you could tell Melo just wants out of there. I hate that this happened to Melo. I hate that his career is coming to an end like this, because I'm pretty sure he came there with the intentions of actually wanting to be successful. You said AD rested on his laurels after winning a ring. You ain't never lied about that. But also the thing about it too, Scrub, is that he was hurt too. He's had injury after injury after injury after injury after injury after injury after injury. And for the love of the sport, and Scrub, that when you get injured, what do? You have to rehab, recover, rest. What are three R's really? Or if we really want to get technical, rice. you know. And for those of y'all that don't know what rice means, and you've never played in athletics, I'm pretty sure that for the love of the sport knows what that means. Um, but pretty much what it means is, it means rest, ice, compression, elevation. Okay, and that's if it's a bad injury. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is this though. Okay, he hasn't recovered from. He's taken forever to recover those injuries. Taken forever to recover from those injuries. You said facts. My boy Melo heated. They playing with his minutes still. He did a solid job the previous game against the Nuggets. I mean, he had a chance to do, what he could do. But, as I've said before, for the love of the sport, the reason why I have Jokic there, Jokic is a monster, man. He might not be the monster that Giannis is. He might not be the monster that Embiid is. He might not be, flamboyant and athletic like a John Morant. He might not have various moves or crossing over like Luka. But in terms of impact, in terms of being able to close, he's one of the slept on closers. And plus, he leads the league in player impact percentage right now. It's him, then it's Embiid, and then it's Jokic. I mean, sorry about that, Giannis. Vogel does have to go. Nobody's buying in. Okay, nobody's buying into to Vogel. They're gonna have to get a coach to where these guys are, buying in. And I don't even think LeBron wants Vogel there. But the whole thing is a mess. You look at Phoenix and the way that they're playing. These guys are happy. These guys are having fun. These guys are winning. Even through, who would you bring in? Y'all might disagree with me, which I already know for the love of the sport. You're always gonna give some pushback. But in my opinion, I'm going after either a guy like a Phil, okay? Even though you got to question that, but he's been as an advisor. I'm just saying, he knows the culture. I mean, the man has brought multiple titles there. I would bring in either like a Mark Jackson. While he's not the best in X's and O's, he's a motivator, and he's got an eye for talent. An example of that is being able to spot a guy in Steph Curry and give him his chance to try to develop, and Klay Thompson. But you also still need to execute. You still need execution. I would say Larry Brown, but Larry Brown has a reputation for when things aren't going his way, he'll just completely walk away from the organization. He's left a lot of bad taste in multiple organizations' mouths. Even though he's my number one in terms of best coaches of all time, he's left a lot of he because he's been able to get it done at each level. Yeah, Phil's health is a cause for concern. But yeah, I'm going for a guy like Mark Jackson, David Fishdale. He just he's more suited to be an assistant. I got love for Fishdale. He did a tremendous job while he was in Memphis. Think he think in New York, you know what I'm saying? That things were coming at him 100 miles an hour, but I think he's more suited to be an assistant. But I'm just like this for the love of the sport and scrub. They're giving they're giving all these. What's up with it? Wait, what I see you in the building? Uh, if they if they're giving all these, I know he's the interim head coach, Alvin Gentry. But I'm like, God, dog, Alvin Gentry has had I don't know how many chances, and he still got a job. I mean, he should motivate a black man, especially considering like a guy that can't get a job and done been unsuccessful. Man, skip all that. So, Magic, what's up with it, Sterling? See, my thing is this, okay? If if Magic if Magic is saying this, then they're gonna have to do some like what they did in the documentary when they showed about Jack McKinney. That's how they gonna be having to work out, or they gonna have to do some Pat Riley stuff. Like, other than that, you're gonna have to overhaul this thing. And 9 times out of 10, man, when it's all said and done, and when these guys are gone, they're gonna have to start from the ground up. You're gonna set back the organization at least, man, at least 8 to 10 years. And I know some people gonna disagree with me on that. I know I'm gonna receive some pushback on that. I know I'm gonna receive some pushback on that. But you gotta look at what they've given up and what they spent and what where they're in terms of their picks and everything. You say I don't know what Matt he's off on this one. Yeah, exactly. I definitely disagree with him. But there's some people that might agree with him. But y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. I get at you on it.